Welcome to DC.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books.
Dagger! It's 1974. The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions.
Don't like that. I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Despite all this, despite the churn, my approval ratings keep going up.
We are ready to give our 500% support back to this franchise, back to this city, back to this team after Snyder leaves. And then this is the poo-poo you put on the field.
For the very first time, the Washington Mystics are WNBA champions.
The Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
I'm going to support fake teams that can't ruin my life.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Hello, everybody. Episode number 362, Defeating the Curse. Oh, let me tell you, boys, the curse is alive and very, very, very healthy. We all had the Skins winning on Sunday in Minnesota. Well, that didn't happen. How about a 31-0 slap down, beat down, just boat race city from start to finish? Yeah, you know, I guess we have to talk about it, so we will. But the game was basically lost after 3 failed pass plays from the 1 yard line in the first quarter. It was crapola from that point all the way to the end. What a career for Zach Ertz. I'd like to touch on that at some point as well here as we get into it. There's some meaningful games on the slate for this week. There was a lot of discussion last week about games and what we're going to learn through the full slate, starting with the Cowboys and Lions on last Thursday night. But boys, let's start with the Skins. They go to Minnesota to face a team with 4 wins, I think, going into Sunday, with a quarterback that has failed to impress in J.J. McCarthy, a fellow Jaden, rookie class, draft pick, with a defense that was sputtering, with hopes of winning because you're getting your 2 stud receivers on the field together with your ace quarterback, and they couldn't manage a single point. I know DQ is going to spin it into the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the traveling pants, and we're going to make it happen and blah, blah, blah. Listen, man, I'm over DQ. Somebody else can pick up the mantle and defend him. It's not going to be me. 28-3 rings in my ear every single week at this point. Andy, you go first. Thoughts?
Two things. I feel like the goal line failure is a conversation we have weekly. I don't get it. We are on the 1 yard line. We have a bulldozer of a running back, Chris Rodriguez.
Actually, who's playing pretty well, actually.
Playing one of the few bright spots right now. Yes. And on that opening drive for them, he was getting chunk yards. I just don't get it. Every week we say the same thing. On the goal line, there's some trick play. There's some craziness happening. Cliff calls some 3 pass plays in a row. Just keep it simple. Just run off tackle. Do a dive. I don't care. QB sneak it. Just go forward. I don't understand why it's so difficult on the goal line, and it's a pattern that we talk about every week. The second part I want to say about, you being over DQ, like,
so DQ, over DQ. We're going to do tough shit. Wah, wah, wah.
No. He's a culture guy. He's a people guy. He's
Hold on.
Kind of
you know who else was a culture guy? Ron Rivera was also a culture guy.
That's why I'm kind of
3-win season.
Necessarily agreeing with you about the hate for DQ. I'm more looking at a different point of view from an organizational standpoint. I want more of a strategic coach, somebody who actually game plans for that week, identifies weaknesses, identifies strengths in the opponent, and then just attacks them. Not every week comes out and does the same exact thing. but every week it could be different based on who your opponent is. I want a strategic coach. I don't hate Dan Quinn. I think he's going to be back next year, but he's got to get some smarter people around him.
What suggests that Dan Quinn can do what you just described? Listen,
he might not be the one to do it, but he can hire people.
Let me tell you what FP's already going to say. Let me channel my inner FP here. We're 1 year removed from the NFC Championship game where we had all the puck luck and the ball bounced our way every single time. You know what hasn't changed since last year, FP? Dan Quinn. All the games that we won because of a Hail Mary or a last-second heroics of Jaden, to Andy's exact freaking point that he just made, our coach doesn't coach to the opponent. He coaches to the strength or his perceived strength of our team, and it doesn't freaking work. It doesn't work. If every one of those balls goes the other way last year, you're a 3 or a 4 win team. He's not here. He's not the coach anymore. He gets every lucky bounce last year. You're going to tell me it's just unlucky this year. I'm telling you, I don't think he's a very good coach. I don't think this idea of he's a player's coach and dog this and dog that and blah, blah, blah. He's still the guy who lost the Super Bowl with a 28-3 lead, and no matter what you say, you can't undo that.
I mean, I don't really have a defense for Dan Quinn after Sunday.
I didn't see that coming, actually.
I don't have a defense for him. I have 30,000-foot view of how a franchise should be run, and we cannot go through the same mistakes we made under Snyder, under Harris. So my voice of reason is going to be he's on a short leash. His seat is blazing hot. But you cannot overturn everything off one terribly injured, super tough schedule, shit season and immediately call it quits. You just, that is not the recipe for a successful franchise.
But we're not even competitive here, FP. We're not even competitive.
Listen, I understand. There's a lot to fix. But you don't get to see how things play out on 1 to 2 year rentals of front offices for a team. It does not work that way. You have to find a way to allow DQ, to allow AP, to allow them to figure shit out and get it right. Typically, I'm going to give regimes a 4-year period. If you're not getting it right in 4 years, you're out, right? Contract size. If you're not getting it right in 4 years, you're out. And that's how it should be, and that's how it should happen, right?
Okay, can I ask you a question? I'm going to ask you a question. Would you rather be the Bears right now with that roster as constructed and that head coach?
I mean, yes.
Okay. Would you rather be the Bengals as currently constructed with that roster and that head coach?
Yes.
Would you rather be the Browns as currently constructed with that roster and that head coach?
No. Stefanski's an idiot. He pulled out Shador. Stefanski's an idiot. Listen, you have to look at, and I keep beating the same drum. I don't think we're understanding two things. You have been absolutely gutted of a roster over the last 5 seasons. Nobody is coming in here. Nobody.
Don't do the blame Ron bit.
I'm not blaming. Nobody's coming in here with
You're politicking.
Players.
It's all Biden's fault, and when it was, it's all Trump's fault, and before it was all whoever's fault. Somebody else is to blame.
Look at the players on the team.
Ben Johnson inherited a roster that did not substantially change, and he is challenging. I mean, ironically, they went from 1st to 7th, but they are firmly in the playoff hunt right now.
That Bears roster.
Hold on. I'm not done. Mike Vrabel, same deal.
Patriots roster was still strong. All of the rosters that you were about to give me as evidence are strong rosters with depth. Every single team.
Would you say the Colts roster is strong and with depth?
Yeah, they've always had strong running backs, strong O-line.
How about Jacksonville?
Yes, absolutely. They were all
so
just not.
Who has a worse roster? Who has a worse roster as constructed right now than the Washington Commanders? The Titans? The Jets?
Maybe the Titans, maybe the Saints.
Well, the Saints are in QB purgatory for a long time. They can't afford to sign anybody.
And they're in money purgatory. But listen,
definitely the Jets. Yeah,
there's two things happening with this team right now. You have all of your roster issues. You could put the blame there wherever you want. Ron Rivera, Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, whatever. Put it wherever you need to put it. You have a shitty roster.
Agreed.
The second part of it is you have terrible luck with your injuries. And you have no consistency going in and week out from practice to game to game. We'll get into Jaden Daniels. He looked terrible. He made some awful throws. He misread a lot of open guys. There's a lot of dropped passes. There's a lot of mistakes across the board. You lost 31-0 to JJ McCarthy. There's no excuses anywhere on the team for anyone. But you have to look at it holistically from a franchise. We were in 25 years of bullshit under Snyder, and he did what we're all conditioned to say right now. Blow it up, sell the team, fire everyone, bring somebody new in. How many times have we had the discussion while Snyder was the owner about every single piece that we changed?
I hear you.
We would change GM. We would change head coach. We would change quarterback. We change running back. We change coordinators. We changed everything. We changed the name. We changed the effing uniforms. Everything changed. The one thing that this franchise has never had, that this fan base does not know what to do, is sit still and wait and be patient and let things progress.
But to what avail? Like what are you waiting for? Like right now you're competing. The sixth overall or fifth overall pick is not going to change the trajectory of your. You have so many holes here,
and this is where you can pin your blame on DQ and you can pin it on AP. They need to look at this team, they need to look at this roster, and they need to figure out how to make it work with who we have on the field, right? To Andy's point, you got to coach for other opponents, but to DQ's point, you got to coach with what you have, right? He's not going to
Is he the savior of the defense schematically?
No.
I don't think so either.
But what defense is he calling a defense for? Who does he have?
I don't know, but JJ McCarthy shouldn't have looked the way he did. I mean,
he shouldn't have.
Did he complete a pass over 20 yards?
You also have a starting caliber offense. JJ McCarthy is in the same offense that had Sam Darnold last year that went 14 wins. So his offense isn't bad, right?
No,
that is not a bad. That's a 14-win offense, correct?
Yeah.
14-win offense with Sam Darnold, with Kirk Cousins, with Case Keenum. It's a 14-win offense with a head coach that knows how to run a 14-win offense.
That's fair.
Okay, so this is a defense that is practice squad players and 11-year vets that have floated around for 10 years. This is a defense that has no pieces anywhere, and there's
outside of Rodriguez. Is there anything else you can point to that was remotely positive? I mean, Terry being on the field,
honestly,
Terry demonstrates he's the
positive, and also that we can't ignore the fact that we let a 19-play, 99-yard drive happen.
Yeah, it took an entire quarter. Took an entire freaking quarter.
Third and long conversions, right? I don't know how many times on this show I've said one of our biggest problems is getting into those second and third longs and then letting a team convert.
But that's been a problem. That's been a problem under DQ. That's been a problem under Ron. That's been a problem under Gruden. That's been a problem under Shanahan.
Shouldn't that then be the first question asked at the defensive coordinator interview? Like,
so
how do you stop
this?
We're not fixing it because people like Joe are constantly screaming their heads off to change the front office.
Listen, Donk, if you're going to lose by 31 points or they had a stretch, let's not forget, they lost over the course of a month. They lost every single game by 21 points.
Yes.
It clearly doesn't work.
Okay.
So do something different. Just sell out on the blitz. Maybe you get a sack. Maybe your corners are actually better when they're assigned to a single human being to chase as opposed to trying to cover a space on the field because they're too slow.
Offense and defense more specifically, runs like a well-oiled machine, right? If one of those parts is broken, an offense is going to exploit that part. Hold on. An offense is going to exploit that part. Look at the defense and tell me which part is broken. Every single part is broken. The D-line is broken. The inside linebackers are broken. The secondary is broken. So an offense gets to pick and choose what they get to exploit based on what they see. So if Dan Quinn goes there as the D coordinator and he's like, we're going to blitz you like crazy, boom. You know what? We're going to play into the blitz. We're going to pick you apart because your secondary and your pass and your
My
run team
point is
broken.
you're going to lose anyway.
Yes.
So
because you need to fix.
You're trying to lose by 10 instead of losing by 14.
Losing is losing. I don't care how much you lose by.
So just repeating the same insane formations and they can't play zone defense.
They can't play man defense.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that because do you know how many?
Know that because they don't have a pass rush.
Do you know how many snaps they took on Sunday in man coverage? No. This is a real question. Do you know?
Can't play.
Hold on. You have to answer the question.
You don't have a pass.
How
rush.
many plays did the Redskins line up and play man defense on Sunday?
-5. It doesn't matter.
0.
It doesn't matter.
Not a single play.
You don't have the players in place to run man. You don't have it. The roster is depleted.
I hear you, FP, but clearly you can't run zone either.
The roster was depleted, and then you got injured. You were literally playing with scraps. There is no answer in the rest of the regular season on how to fix this defense.
At this point, though, in the season, you're clearly playing for nothing at this point. Assuming Jaden is healthy, you gotta put him out there, right?
Yes, because he needs the reps. You can't put him in bubble wrap. And when you look at the plays that he did on Sunday, and you look at the misses that he had, Andrew's shaking his finger. I don't know why. If you're looking like QB is a muscle memory position. You need the repetition. You need the chemistry. You need the timing. You need to go out there.
But be honest. You need to your eyeballs. Well. To your eyeballs.
I'll tell you
FP,
why I say.
Hold on, Andy. FP, to your eyeballs, has Jaden regressed based on what you've seen?
Of course he has. Yes, okay. and you're stupid if you think he hasn't.
Okay,
but the regression isn't his natural ability. The regression isn't his skill. The regression is his ability to string together plays, to see the field clearly, to not have a sped up clock in his face.
I also think his confidence,
practice, and that comes with repetition, and that comes with being in the game after game after game.
And I think his confidence has eroded quite a bit as well. I think what was, all the hyperbole last year about he's wearing the virtual glasses and whatever. I think defenses are better at masking their coverages now or showing him something he hasn't seen before.
All of that stuff last year probably is true. But how does that factor in when he's not getting team reps?
Speed reps. I hear you.
Because he's injured. So Andy, all of the stuff that you heard last season doesn't apply to the season.
My counter to that is that the reps that he's getting with this hot garbage that's on the field, I feel like is actually detrimental. I feel like it's negative reps in my opinion, because he is, number one, seeing ghosts. He's afraid to throw picks. He's afraid to do stuff. He's, in a sense, regressed, and I don't want him to get like who was it? God,
Patrick Ramsey,
somebody on the Redskins,
Jason Campbell,
somebody. Yeah, all of these Redskins quarterbacks,
all of them,
because they continue to get harassed and completely demolished. Like they all of a sudden lose confidence. They lose sight of the field. They start second guessing everything. They start second guessing. I think it's a little detrimental, and these reps are like negative reps.
I personally don't believe in the philosophy of negative reps. I believe you have to go out there. You have to find a way to string something together. These are pro athletes. These are skilled athletes. They have to go out there and have the mental toughness.
I mean, it's his top two receivers.
Figure out how to do it.
It's Robbie Chosen. I
know no. Hold on.
Not this game.
He had his 1, 2, and 3 receivers, the top 3 on the field with him.
That's great, but how often was he throwing to them in practice all season? This is like preseason 4 for him, spread out over an entirety of a season. There's no repetition. There's no consistency. Nothing's happening in practice. You're not going to be able to go out on a field against a pretty good Vikings defense. Nobody's ever shat on the Vikings defense, right? Flores knows how to blitz. He knows how to get his pressure. That's not a bad defense, right? But you're going out there. Think about your personal lives in any facet that you want. If you do something once in September, take 6 weeks off, do it once in November, take 5 weeks off, do it once in December, are you going to be good at it? Even if you were great at it last year, you're going to be good at it this year? No, you got to warm up. You got to think about just going to the gym and doing your regular workout.
Well, then this is more of a reason to play him.
So many breaks.
If he's alive and capable, he has to be out there. You have to
play him. I disagree. I mean, shelf him, tell him to rehab, tell him to hit the weight.
What does that get you?
Your concern is what though, Andy? Your concern is that he's going to get injured. I mean, I have a concern that he's.
That's not my concern. My concern is that the situation that he's in with the players and the way that we've seen this offense run, I don't feel like it's actually helping him progress or develop at all.
There's other things you can do while you trot him out there for the next 4 games to help him, right? Cliff can clean up the play sheet. He can simplify the playbook. He can say, let's just do a better scripted 15 plays. Let's just get you in a rhythm.
What's the point sending him out there on a leash, telling him, hey,
it's not
don't
a leash,
run.
it's just get in a rhythm.
I think you do. I think
only look at half the field. Hey, only look at this check down when this, like, you're literally telling him what to do.
You have to
in
look
the
at
game.
the reason. You have to look at the rest of the
free.
season.
He's not really playing for.
You have to look at the rest of the season as practice.
I'm going to say what neither of you are clearly bold enough to say. You got to play him because he may not be the guy. Period. There's a chance. And that number is growing consistently with every time he takes the field. That all the grinning and the joking and the jovialness.
No.
I think he listen.
If you're gonna say he's not the guy, you have to give me real reasons why he's not the guy. You can't say that you don't like his smile.
Somebody sent it.
That's a bullshit reason.
In the
you have to give me a real reason.
Okay, in the offline chat, somebody sent a very informative, thread on X. I don't remember from who, but he locks on his first read receiver, missing wide open players. That's a problem.
You know where that stems from? That stems from not having practice. That stems from no chemistry with the team that you're playing with.
I am of the mindset that he is healthy enough to play. He needs to play because, again,
I agree.
The only trust we have here is in the front office to fix all these pieces. You need to put something on film that, one, is going to entice free agents to come and play with him, because you're going to need a tight end. Because I don't believe Sinnott is going to be the answer, and Yankoff ain't going to be here on this roster.
I'm agreeing with you completely. You're missing the point of what you're saying. Yes, he needs to be out there. Yes, he needs to play. But the reason why he's making the mistakes he's making is because he hasn't been out there. He hasn't been playing. He hasn't been playing football speed.
I hear you, but he didn't have that experience last year when he was out there.
No, he had a full rookie minicamp, OTAs, training camp with all of his pieces in front of him, without Terry holding out, with all of the players that he knew he was going to throw to, with better weapons around him.
Is Terry still worth $30 million a season?
He established chemistry with them.
Is Terry worth $30 million a season?
Yes, because Terry's proven that if everything's working correctly and he is just running his routes and given the opportunity, he will make his plays. Terry has proven that.
He has proven he's the best receiver on the team. I don't think he's earned $30 million this season.
Listen, you got I mean, we're talking about things that we've talked about in seasons past. You got AJ Brown, you got DK Metcalf, you got all these players that are looking the same way. You can't tell me that if everything was working the way it was for the Seahawks, or everything was working the way it was for the Rams, that you don't think that Terry could go out and put up numbers like Jackson Smith and Jigba or Devontae Adams. He did it last year. He had 13 receiving touchdowns last year.
Terry to me
if the offense is working, Terry is not the problem. He's doing his job. He's earning his money.
Sure, and he wasn't the problem on Sunday. And that was clear. There's a number of problems. He doesn't register on the list of problems. I want to get off this topic. I mean, there really is nothing positive to talk about here. I mean, they didn't put a single thing on film outside of Rodriguez, and that's an asterisk. Even then, there's nothing there.
DQ seat is hot, but he should not be fired before season 3. After season 3, he better win, and you shit the bed.
He better win 3 of these last 4 games, then FP. Because if he goes into the books with
it doesn't matter. Lose them all. Lose them all.
No. Lose them all. Lose them all. He's not here.
Lose them all. Just be competitive.
You can't lose to the Giants on Sunday.
Lose them all, but just show a competitive product. Show if you saw what you saw against the Broncos. Listen, if you saw what you saw against the Broncos, against the Vikings, and it was another loss, are we having this conversation? No, we're not having this conversation. You need to come out against the Giants and against the rest of the season looking like a competitive, competent football team.
Do they win on Sunday?
No.
Andy,
we're the worst team in the league.
You got them winning on Sunday against the Giants? There's no chance.
We're not going to win another game this year.
Okay. Will they score 10 points on Sunday?
Yes.
Probably.
Probably. That's where we are now. Probably. Okay. I would say probably.
Let's put this to bed. All I'm saying is the one thing that this city and this franchise has never tried is riding it out with who you have and letting them correct course without the owner butting in, without the fan base grabbing their pitchforks and torches. Just ride it
Well,
out.
This owner is never going to be he's never going to be a tinkering problem, right?
No, he's just a trust the process guy. We know this.
He's also raised the price guy, and fan experience is great, but we're going to be the most expensive stadium to attend a game at. Like,
who cares?
He's got his own things going on. He's not going to tinker with the
every team has their own bullshit that they deal with similar to that. Like, who cares?
That's fair. And we have been spared all of the Magic Johnson tweets. That's been fine too.
Winning solves everything. Losing magnifies it, right? We know this from last year. We're seeing it this year. You just got to let them have the opportunity to correct course. And I cannot stress this enough. The roster is beyond depleted. Your draft picks are minimal. And the one thing you can do is lose, get a high top 2, top 3 draft pick, trade down, and live for another season. You're not going to turn it around in a season. You're not going to magically make it back to the playoffs next season, but you need to be a la Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young, right? Ride it out. See if it clicks. If it clicks, fantastic. But you're not going to get to that point if you immediately want to fire the head coach. Now, coordinators, completely different story. Cliff, inexcusable for calling 3 pass plays, but then on the flip side, you were somehow, some way ranked 2nd overall in red zone offense. So maybe Cliff knew what was happening, and maybe it just comes down to Jaden not having practice, no repetitions.
I mean, look, if the ball hits your hands, you should catch it. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the general rule. I want to steal a second here too.
Those 3 plays, really quick. Those 3 plays that Cliff called, those pass plays, 2 of them were touchdowns.
Yes,
right. If Jaden had the timing right, he hits the lineman and he's good. Right. And if Debo doesn't drop it, it's another touchdown. So Cliff called the correct plays. The thing was working. It's just the chemistry's not there.
I agree with you. I do want to take a second here and just talk about Ertz. It sucks to say, but that's it, right? Career.
That's probably season or career. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt,
such a dirty hit.
Very dirty hit. And I'm surprised it wasn't flagged. I'm surprised it wasn't flagged in the game, and it should absolutely merit a suspension. I mean, there was no attempt on the ball. There was no attempt on anything except at that point to hit him in an area that could only cause injury. It was just bad all around. And similarly with Jaden, I think when you throw an interception, you want him to chase down the play, right? I think.
No, I don't.
Well, I don't. You got Andy saying yes, and you got FP saying no.
I want him to be.
These are competitive professional athletes.
No, but
there's an interception and then run the other way.
There's competitive and there's intelligence. When Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, old man Philip Rivers, when he comes in, all of these guys, when they throw the interception, they're not running. They know they're important.
Burrow ran. That was a freak situation.
What's Burrow's problem, though? Burrow's doing what Jaden's doing. Burrow's making himself not available for his team on a regular basis.
All right, let's get off the stupid Redskins. I can't talk about this terrible franchise anymore. Okay, let's go through the slate of games, and you guys tell me. You stop me when something really caught your eye, or if there was one game that really caught your eye, I want to hear about it. We started on Thursday, the Cowboys at the Lions. This one, I had the Cowboys winning this game. I hyped them up quite a bit on last week's pod. 44-30, that was a loss in Detroit, and the Lions look to be back on, firing on all cylinders. The Titans and Browns, and I want to talk about this one for just a second. This is the one I want to hit on. Shador might actually be a quarterback in this league. Shador played a above average game for his second start against I'm not going to say it's a good defense. The Titans are not terrible defensively. And they've managed to score points consistently with him under center. I mean, do they have something there?
They would have if they went to him at the start of offseason.
Yeah. I mean, not playing him after trading Flacco, I think is coaching malpractice. Just based on a 2-game sample size, Gabriel doesn't have anything compared to Shador. No. I mean, I know the
Shador. He doesn't
Shador
strike me as a good. He's not a good quarterback, but he is good at making plays when he needs to make plays. Does that make sense?
364 yards and 3 TDs is pretty good.
I don't like Shador.
50% accurate or completion percent? Like, he's not a
he had to throw the ball.
He makes plays when he had to what?
I mean, he had to throw the ball. Yes, I understand. 26 of 42. It was not overly accurate. No.
Yeah. Right. That's my point.
If
not a good quarterback, but he makes the plays.
If everything works around you, you can mask those things, right? You saw it with the Eagles Monday night, not to jump ahead. You can mask them if everything's working. If everything falls apart, they come shouting at the screen at you, and you see the issues.
How about the Browns? I mean, on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, I was surprised that the Browns gave up 31 points to the Titans. It just, like I didn't see that happening.
Also, I've never seen the Titans try so hard. This has kind of been, it's a Cam Ward Shador kind of rivalry that stemmed when they were in college and like going through their pro, the process to becoming a pro. Like
Cam's line was crap.
They were competitive and kind of talking trash back and forth. So they have their own little rivalry.
I like that, though.
Sure.
I mean, but it was one of the better games.
Fire under Cam Ward's ass a little bit.
Two of the worst teams, one of the better games on Sunday. I mean, it just from a gamesmanship perspective. The Seahawks were in Atlanta. They beat down the Falcons 37-9. I mean, the Kirk experiment is over. I actually think the Falcons have a pretty terribly constructed roster as well. I mean, they have pieces, but they never seem to work together. They got a running back.
You better hope that's true and that Raheem gets fired, because I would immediately hire him as a defensive coordinator.
Possibly. But they, Penix did some things earlier in the season, but I mean that team is all kinds of hurt for that fan base.
That is a team. If DQ had that roster, and they were falling apart the way they are,
he had that.
I would call for DQ's head. What do you mean he had?
Okay,
no current roster.
You just want Morris.
The current roster.
Wasn't he here before? Wasn't Raheem Morris here before?
He was.
Yeah,
he
like you just want to know.
The current roster in Atlanta is myriads better than our current roster.
FP's just trying to bring back Raheem and McDaniel from Miami.
Bring Mike here. Yeah, the offense.
The Dolphins got hot.
The Dolphins
won 5 in a row.
We'll talk about them in a second.
Dolphins aren't as bad as we thought.
The Colts go down to Jacksonville, lose for the 10th time in a row in Jacksonville. This is wild to me. They have lost 10 straight in Jacksonville. They lose 36-19. The big storyline out of this one, two storylines. The biggest one being DJ goes down with an Achilles injury. He's done. Old Man Rivers is getting signed to the practice squad. Shocking to me, because last I checked, Anthony Richardson is still on that roster, and apparently they will not activate him from injured reserve. They're just going to leave him there, pay him, and then ship him out at the end of the season. The second storyline is the Jaguars actually, for all the poopiness of that head coach and the goofiness of that head coach, Trevor Sunshine's playing okay. Like they can win. That defense is good. They've got some pieces there. They can run the ball. They can certainly go get points in a hurry. And I mean, they're okay. Like they're an interesting team to watch down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean I forgot what week it was, but I almost had them at a top 5. They're a well constructed team, and everything is just kind of clicking for them. I think not in a way where it's Cardiac Commanders last year clicking, but like really passing the eye test clicking, and it's just a few stupid mistakes that they had, and that's what you can easily coach out, and it looks like they're doing that. They're coaching it out.
ETN has a resurgence, right? He looks like a top 5 running back again, and then they trade for Jacoby Myers. But
Jacoby Myers has been red hot.
What's his face disappeared, right? Second year, Brian Thomas.
BTJ, Brian Thomas.
Yeah,
he had a nice grab on the sideline on Sunday, but for the Colts,
he's not wide receiver 1 showing up, but yeah.
What do we do with the Colts now? Like Daniel Jones started off the season red hot and then cooled off. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a faster cool off from a quarterback, on a pro team. I mean, he went from red hot to ice cold very quickly. I mean, the last 3 games just for him haven't looked good. The broken leg and now the popped Achilles. Phillip Rivers, I mean, he can't be the answer here, right? I mean, there's no way. There's no way.
He knows Steichen's offense from Chargers and Colts. He has familiarity with the players, some of the players on that roster. It's kind of a plug and play situation. And really, I mean, this is like our 4th time saying it on this show. He just needs to not make a mistake, and everything else around him needs to work. If Sauce comes back, if that defense gets healthy,
mistakes.
He does make mistakes. But if it's just
he made mistakes because he tried to play hero ball for a while on a team that wasn't.
I think so.
Playing to their strength.
I actually think the receivers, their stock, like from not necessarily from a fantasy perspective, I think their stock actually goes up because I think he is a better passer than Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
like he's going to give him more opportunity, but the playbook should be turn around and hand it off
Yes.
35 times.
It should
right?
be what they
Sign
started
him
it with before they realized Daniel Jones could play.
Go grab anybody off the practice squad or anybody else's practice squad or off a couch that can play running back. Hand the ball off 5 times to them and 35 times to just spread out the carries and just pound the ball. That defense is good enough to hold their opponents, 14, 17, 20 or less. They'll be fine. Like, I think they'll actually be okay. And that it sucks for Daniel Jones because he's going to be injured through the majority of next season. I mean, that's it, right? Unless he's got a freak Aaron Rodgers type ability to come back from injury. But even then, like, it's not looking good for him. Like, the fairy tale season came to an end, but I would be shocked if he's in uniform playing for anybody next year. The Bengals and the Bills, this was one of the better games of the weekend, obviously, 34-39. The Bills hold on at home. I know the scoreboard says the Bills won, but I got to be honest, the Bengals won this game. 2 very fluky plays late into the fourth quarter. What are the chances Joe Burrow throws 2 interceptions on back-to-back offensive plays on first down? That's not feasible. It's right. Just the odds of that are 0. The Bills
weren't they? They were deflected too, right?
They were. Yeah. One. Both of them were right at the line, but the Bengals were in charge of this game in the snow from the beginning. Burrow was able to get any pass or any route he wanted down the field. Jamar Chase caught everything. Higgins caught everything. Chase Brown looked like a good running back. Like,
Burrow
the Bengals
always has the Bills number. He always balls out.
Absolutely. And Josh Allen, for a good chunk of this game, very pedestrian, and turns it on down the stretch. They win, and a win is a win. But both teams still alive for a playoff perspective. But to me, like, I hate moral victories or the idea of a moral victory, but the Bengals got to feel good the rest of the way here. They can beat anybody. They got the Ravens.
They also have to hate that they keep shooting themselves in the foot at the start of every season and figuring it out in week 10.
Yeah, it's
for the
honestly
3rd season in a row.
Coaching malpractice. You can't start in a 4-game hole every freaking year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they are still statistically alive and challenging, believe it or not, for the.
They should win the next 4 games, and Pittsburgh and the Ravens have a pretty tough 4 games.
Yeah, and we'll talk about them in a second here. But any thoughts on the Bills down the stretch here? To me, that was one of their. I know they got 39 points, but 14 of them came in on fluke plays.
They're still Super Bowl contenders, but they're not consistent. Like, that's what's kind of scary. You hope they turn it on in the playoffs and they're a little bit more consistent. If not, you just don't know what version of the Bills you're going to get.
With the way the AFC is playing out right now, as far as QBs at the top of the playoffs, if Josh Allen gets in,
who's betting against him? But the same with Burrow. I think Burrow is clearly demonstrated here. Just get him in, and he's not afraid of inclement weather. He's not afraid to sling it. There's not much that scares him. Saints and Bucks. I just want to touch on this for a second. The Buccaneers went from flirting with top 5 every week in our rankings to a dangerous team that nobody wants to face to a very average looking offense very quickly. Baker is hurt. Mike Evans, obviously his streak of incredible seasons and 1,000 yards is going to come to an end. They got their amazing rookie hitting a rookie slump halfway through the season. He's not holding on to balls in the end zone. A little bit of resurgence in the running game with Bucky Irving, but I'm pretty disappointed in what we've seen from the Bucs over the last couple of weeks. They're struggling to score points, and now they're losing to teams that they should be beating. I think.
Yeah, big drop off there.
I don't think they scare me anymore. I think I want to go to Tampa if that's the case, right? Or or host them. I don't think they should be scaring anybody right now, as constructed. They look pretty anemic.
Yep.
Okay, we'll move on. Steelers and Ravens. Steelers and Ravens. This one, I watched a good chunk of this game. I can't put into words how much I dislike the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't like anything about the team. I think the coach, I understand. I have respect for him for what he's done over 20 years. But I'm over the shtick. I'm over the Denzel shtick. I'm over Aaron Rodgers.
Would you take Tomlin over DQ right now?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Mike Tomlin is, historically, somebody brought it up on the show a couple weeks back. It's the least amount of coaches, right? He doesn't like dissenting opinions in the locker room. He likes everything his way, which is what makes the Aaron Rodgers signing there even more incredible. But Aaron played. It was one of his better games as a Steeler. This is the end of the Aaron Rodgers experiment. The one thing they did in this game was just force feed DQ. Oh, sorry, DK. just force on DK. But I don't see either of these teams actually doing anything substantial. The Ravens got
They got hosed.
I'm sorry.
That was a touchdown.
Yes. Isaiah Likely last week or on Thanksgiving failed to score a touchdown because he fumbled on the 1-inch yard line. But on Sunday, he freaking scored. He caught the ball in the end zone.
4 legs down.
And he got 2 steps and a half down. Like, if the quarterback does the snap and jump over the line for a second, they count it as a touchdown. But somehow a receiver holding onto the ball and taking 2 steps is not completing the catch.
Well, also,
this is a problem for the NFL.
Yes, when you contrast it to Monday night and Jalen Hurts with his fumble, if he had the ball long enough after the interception and
To
got
fumble,
it back,
yeah,
and then
to
he
have
fumbled,
2 turnovers on a play.
If he had it long enough for them to call that a fumble, then Isaiah Likely absolutely had it long enough, and it should have been called a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. I mean, the NFL, in my mind, especially in the era of sports betting and the fixing, and we saw this with the Raiders game. I mean, Portnoy, El Presidente, was up in arms over the late field goal. Am I misremembering that?
No, you're right. You're right.
like it's
kicking a field goal on first down.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. That was a freaking touchdown. It's not.
But the
okay.
NFL has had a problem for 15 seasons now on what is and what is not a catch.
I remember Des Bryant catching a touchdown that wasn't a touchdown. I remember Megatron catching a ball and literally palming it and putting it down, and they're like, "Oh, he didn't complete the catch." I'm like, "This is a problem, and it's a huge problem." Couple more games to touch on. I don't care about the Dolphins Jets. Let's just skip over it. Although hat tip to the Dolphins, they're red hot.
You gotta give the Jets. I mean the Dolphins.
That's a team that I wouldn't want to play. Like
McDaniels had the hottest seat in the NFL.
Yes,
and he dunked it in a tub of ice.
And his job is, I think, safe, especially if they keep winning games the way they are right now. Just blowing people out.
And they changed their philosophy. They are not a Tua team; they are a running team,
which works. Surprise! In the modern NFL,
is not bad.
Play some defense and run the ball, control the clock. 3 more games to just quickly touch on. The Rams and the Cardinals. Not much to say here, except the Rams just dominate everybody. That's my number 1 overall team. Period. Cardinals. I think that's the end of the experiment with Kyler Murray at quarterback. I think he's going to spend the rest of the season on IR.
I think this is a situation where GM, head coach, roster, everybody is gone.
Yeah,
that's a turnover.
I think so.
Team.
I think so too. Bears and Packers. You know, this one again. I mean, it pains me to say, but Caleb played a good game in this one.
Not really.
He made I disagree. I think he made one mistake in the fourth quarter.
Not good.
Based on what? Based on
his numbers.
Okay, yes.
Based on the numbers of how he performed as a quarterback.
Caleb was 19 of 35, 186 with 2 touchdowns. Love, by comparison, was 17 of 25, 234 with 3 TDs. The 1 interception was a big deal, obviously. I don't know how you go in the modern NFL from first overall seed to 7, but it shows you what happens when you lose 1 game to the right opponent, right? I mean, this was a big loss for the Bears, but they're still sitting at 9-4. I mean, I trade my left arm to be 9-4 right now as a Commanders fan.
Right, but if you look at that team through a microscope, they're winning not necessarily because of Caleb. Caleb's doing some magic stuff, and he's an escape artist, but they're winning despite Caleb. That secondary is the most opportunistic secondary I've ever seen. And the run game, all of a sudden, Monangai and what's his face? The other one, forgot.
Swift. Yep.
They're a solid 1-2 punch right now, and they have weapons galore. It's just, Caleb is Caleb.
Caleb is Caleb. I mean, the last matchup was the Eagles matchup. Eagles on Monday night. I mean, we could talk about the Chiefs too. I mean, the Chiefs cannot win the division. They are on the bubble to make the playoffs.
Screw the Chiefs. You need to talk about the Texans.
I was going to give you the opportunity. I mean, I know you love the Texans. You're high on them right now. That defense is next level.
Defense is
best
enough
by a mile.
That defense is enough to get wins when their quarterback is 3 completions and a half.
Yeah,
it's unheard of.
Yeah, I mean they are that good. I mean, do you care that the Chiefs might miss the playoffs for the first time in Mahomes' career? I mean, is that of any significance? Does anyone care?
No one is upset.
I love it.
No one's upset.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, outside unless you're a Chiefs fan, I suppose, right? But
I love it.
Yeah, I think you're going to see some changes on that roster too. I think the Kelce experiment. I think it's not experiment. The Kelce run might be finished here as well. And then last one on Monday night, obviously the Eagles and the Chargers. I'm not going to say much here except Jalen is a fraud. The Eagles are a fraud, and I don't think they belong in the playoffs. If there was some way to just pick a team at random and say, you're just not going to qualify, you don't pass the eyeball test, to me, it's the Eagles. It's just, what they're doing with the
offensively.
Yeah, it's malpractice. Like what they are doing is
not
just,
defensively.
Defensively, a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know how
they fall apart. They fell apart against the Bears. Second half, they're a little bit of a leaky defense. They're opportunistic. They had a great showing against Justin Herbert, but Justin Herbert was also the half a man.
Yeah,
Monday
very
night.
injured.
I don't know the stats, but from an eyeballs perspective, that they are aggressive. They run to the ball. Their secondary is great.
They have the players for sure.
They are great defensively. Just not the best, but they can win games when your offense.
It's not what they were last season, though. Defensively,
no, not at all.
If you take that offense,
but FP, they're going to win. They're going to win 2 of their last 3. They're gonna be okay.
Well, yeah, because they play us twice.
I'm aware. Yeah, so they're gonna be okay. Like they're gonna make.
But Jalen is absolutely a fraud because if you take that offense and if you just switch offensive coordinator and QB,
yes,
I
am looking forward to. I want to talk about Hard Knocks here, so just earmark 2 minutes at the end here for some Hard Knocks. But just give me your top 3 teams. I know we usually do top 5, low 5, but just give me your top 3 teams. Rams for me are clearly number 1. Is anyone going to argue with me that they're the most complete and the best team?
No,
Rams are the best.
They had the good teams have fluke losses and then come back and punish the next opponent. That's exactly what they did. They're the number 1.
So who you got at 2? Then I'm honestly I struggled with 2 and 3. Who you got at 2?
I mean, it's hard because they're on bye week, but I think you got to go Broncos Pats.
So that's my thought too, just based on record. But I don't trust them. That's the problem. I don't trust them.
It might be Seahawks.
The Seahawks are at 2. Andy, you got them at 2.
It pains me because Andy's on the show right now, but I think you might have to put the Packers up there.
I mean, what the Packers are putting on tape right now,
I think you have to.
I think I want to see more out of the Patriots. I'm not comfortable with the Broncos in that 2 or 3 spot. I do like the Patriots there, though.
Did you see that meme or picture I sent with Homer Simpson looking skinny?
Yes.
And all of the Patriots,
very
victories.
cupcake schedule. Yes. They're basically their entire schedule is the top 6 draft picks in next year.
Yeah.
So a team like the Bills or the Bengals, I would pick either of those teams, by the way, to beat either of the upstarts here, the younger teams, the Broncos or the Pats in a playoff scenario. But
I retract my statement about the Broncos. I think they have to be removed because the Washington Commanders took them to overtime. So that's a very negative hit on the Broncos. Because if they're not putting away a Commanders team,
I mean that's fair. I like what the Patriots have put on film. I think the Patriots are the better of those 2 teams. I'm fine with them being at 2, and I don't hate the Seahawks at 3. To be honest, I think the Seahawks are. I mean, they're sound defense, and Darnold doesn't make a ton of mistakes. They've got a 1-2 punch at running back. I mean, they're a good team. They are just a good team.
I think I might want to go all NFC top 3. I think I might want to go Rams, Seahawks, Packers. Yeah.
Oof. I don't know about that, but okay. I mean, who's the best team in the AFC then?
All 3 phases of those teams.
If you had to pick one AFC team to win a playoff game right now, the Bills.
I picked it. Well, yeah. I mean, you have your heavyweights, but
Texans.
The Texans they're hot, man.
I know.
I would ride the Texans.
That 5 losses hurts, but the eyeballs tell me that they are good. I think I
might go Jags.
Oh, look at that! Wow. It's a brave new world. We're talking about the Jags.
It's a new world.
When you're looking at the AFC teams, you have the same sort of complaints about Broncos, Pats, right? New QBs, kind of soft schedules, not really putting away teams. But the Jags kind of have that like
They're chippy.
Lawrence has experience. He knows.
But
what
he's
to do.
he's mistake prone, right? So if he's comfortable handing the ball off 20 times, they're going to be in every game. If they fall behind, I don't have a ton of faith in them. I just don't.
I think the Chargers could match up with anybody too.
No,
they need to get healthier.
They need to get healthy. Keenan Allen's catching one ball a week at this point. The tight end,
that
tight end, Omarion, whatever, or Orande Gadsden, he's disappeared completely. I mean,
I like him. All
right, I got
very well coached, so it's possible.
That's true too. I got a couple more topics, and then we'll get out of here. What do you guys have thoughts on? I'm not a big college football guy, but I do have some thoughts on Notre Dame. Well, I'm curious to get your thoughts. Okay, so for anybody not following or that doesn't care, just humor us here for a few minutes. The Selection Sunday came, or whatever they call it, right? And the top, is it 16 teams that qualify for the college football playoff, whatever, were selected. There were some pretty wild updates, right? Because Duke upset UVA, there was no team from the ACC or Big Four or whatever it is that's not going to be whatever. But like something happened, and like a 7-5 Duke team doesn't make the playoffs, but had UVA won, they would have been in. In the end, James Madison gets in, and I think Tulane gets in. Miami gets in. Notre Dame ultimately does not get in. And then Notre Dame doubles down and says, well, if we're not playing for a championship, we're not playing at all. And says, thank you to any bowl, period. It's the first team to do it, and I don't think they're going to be the last. And I'm seeing mixed results mixed feedback on this. Where do you boys fall on this? Because I have some thoughts on this too, but I'd like to hear yours first. If you're Notre Dame, you probably got hosed here because you didn't play in a championship game, and you're basically not able to compete for a national title because you lost to Miami by 3 points back in August, which is insane. But now you double down and say we're not going to play at all. Where do you fall on this, Andy?
Yeah, so I don't know who they lost to and who they beat in comparison to Miami, who they are kind of putting as should have been in instead of. But what I do know is that the reason that they are declining to play a bowl game because they don't have a chance to win the championship is kind of crappy. I get every major football team wants to win the championship, and you got snubbed, you didn't make the playoffs, whatever, but you still owe it to the fans, right? To the alumni, to
I don't know though, to play in the dry cleaning bowl
game. Sure, there's 500 bowl games. Yeah,
I think we're burying the lead, and I think it's conspiracy theory is true, where ESPN and SEC are favored, and they are throwing Alabama in there over Notre Dame because that's where the money is.
Well, they have to, right? Like I didn't know this, but it makes sense. I heard somebody say it. Like if you don't put the SEC championship game winner, no one's going to play in the SEC championship and risk not getting in.
Yeah.
Right. Like I heard that and it made sense. I was like, oh shit.
But then why? Alabama but then why did Virginia? But like, why is it only the SEC at that point? Right. So Virginia,
because they're the ones with the money, with the TV deals, with being owned by ESPN.
But ACC is the ACC network is also like it's a problem regardless. I mean, I hear you on this. The reason
ratings and money driven, that's all the decisions was. You have to almost get rid of how the college playoff picture is and reformat it because
there's too many teams. I mean, in the end, there's 300 teams competing for 12 spots.
Your conferences and your divisions don't make sense.
Well, that's a huge problem too. There is no conference or divisions that matter at this point, right? But Notre Dame being punished as an independent because they don't play in a conference, like that doesn't make sense either, right? Like they choose to play a wider schedule or a wider variety and range of opponents, but they're getting punished by not playing in a playoff game, whereas UVA played in the game, lost it, and then gets punished anyway. So, like, the model of staying independent makes sense. I don't hate the fact that, I mean, if the team and the seniors in particular ultimately said, we're not going to go just play for the sake of playing, I'm okay with it, honestly, like because you play to win the game, right? I mean, you play to compete for a national championship.
Also, if
you're not senior, competing for it,
you have your eyes on the draft. Why are you going to go play a meaningless game and risk?
Well, that's what I'm saying. As long if the players were consulted and the seniors in particular said no, we don't want to play in a game that is meaningless, then fine, don't play. Like, turn down
Honestly,
the money and
I'm
don't
happy
play.
Notre Dame did it because they have to shine a light on how stupid the committee is to choose the
And if
playoff
others do the same, then it's going to force some level of transparency into a process that is extremely flawed. I mean, college football has been broken for a long time.
NCAA is corrupt through and through.
I get the process has changed, but 5-10 years ago, right? Like there was no playoffs. It was the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed. And then you had the 3 play the 6 for a Rose Bowl and Cotton Bowl and Orange Bowl.
Okay.
They still played those. Those are meaningless games because they're not for a championship, right? But they still played them because they meant something.
Well, but there was times where you had a split national championship game because of everybody. All 4 were undefeated teams, for example, right? So
fine.
Like there,
Whatever.
once you go to
What
playoff
about
mode, you need to put
outside of that?
But I'm saying once you go to playoff mode, you have to have criteria that is just the best records get in. The best records from the top conferences get in. And you have to factor in. To me, the way to fix this is the tiebreaker is strength of schedule. Stop scheduling directional Kentucky as an opponent. If you want to challenge for a national championship in January, don't play throwaway teams in September.
You have to have weighted metrics in all of it, right? You have to go wins and losses. You have to go conference. You have to go strength of schedule. None of that is in play right now, and it's a free for all. And the free for all is what caused the Big Ten to have 14 to 23 teams on any
12
given
has
season.
8.
Yes, it makes no sense.
And the Big Sky has 25. The whole thing sucks. And somebody nobody will do it. But you have to reset the entire thing. You play against teams in your region or zone. It's your schedule, your conference schedule, and then the strength of schedule that determines.
Yeah, and maybe you have to go. Maybe you have to kind of go high school football format because there's so many colleges out there. Maybe you have to really go
regional champion.
Like you have Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Maybe you have to go like Division 1, 1A or 1B, and you create a separation between the powerhouses and the bigger programs.
Well, but FP,
the bigger programs just stick with the bigger program.
If you have 6 regions in the country and you have 6 regional champions, then you get the top seeded based on the weighted. They go. Yeah, that's fair. A bye. Like that's the only way to do it. Like that's the only way to do it.
You can't just
You're literally talking NCAA tournament bracket right now. Like
I mean, go March Madness. I would love it.
But then you might as well cancel half the season and just have 24 teams in the tournament.
Who cares? Let them play. But what I'm saying is, you're talking regions, right? Like that's how it is in the NCAA in March Madness.
Go March Madness, but for college football, why not?
I'm just adding to the conversation. I'm not disagreeing.
We're agreeing with you. We're saying it's a great idea.
Yeah, but just cancel all of the play-in of the throwaway games in September, right? Shorten the season and then just have a tournament if that's the case, right? But you get into a different problem of so one bad game decides. I don't know. Like there's no good solution.
That's kind of how it was before. One bad game and you go from ranked 1 overall.
In the end, I don't hate that Notre Dame just took their ball and went home and said, we're not. If we can't play for number 1, we're not playing at all. Like why risk injury?
Somebody
why risk
needed to shine light on how stupid it was, and Notre Dame did it, and they're the ones that can afford to do it because they own their own TV rights.
Absolutely,
so whatever.
I want to talk about Caps, but before we get to Caps, I also want to talk F1. There was a lot of chatter on Sunday morning about F1.
FP came off mute so fast.
A lot. I mean, can someone explain to me what happened in 2 minutes?
All right. Starting at the halfway point of F1, it was a runaway season. There's two championships in F1: Constructors' Cup, teams, and drivers. Constructors' Cup, nobody was ever going to catch McLaren. They won it. They won it with 4 races to go. Nobody had a problem with that.
Just number of wins by the manufacturer.
Just how many points McLaren got over Mercedes, Ferrari, whatever. Constructors' Cup was settled. That wasn't the drama. The drama was the drivers' championship. So every team has 2 drivers. They're all vying for podium, for points, who gets the most wins, whatever. Up until halfway through the season, it was 1-2 McLaren, right? It was Lando and Piastri and Lando flip-flopping back and forth because they kept swapping who was winning the races, right? It was a 2-man race. Max Verstappen always kind of lurking in 3rd place.
Where was Mario Andretti?
Retired for 35 years.
Okay. And Jeff Gordon.
Max basically from the halfway point of the season, they fixed the car up. They changed a few things.
He's a McLaren driver.
This is Red Bull, Max. Third place. Third in
the car
the
manufacturer?
championship. Huh?
Who's the car manufacturer?
Red Bull used Honda as their engine this year.
All right.
Red Bull's the team.
Red Bull is the team.
Red Bull is the old Jaguar team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, Max was lurking in third, and then he got a better car. He started getting win, and then win, and then win. And his points were going up where he started challenging for second with Piastri. And then McLaren basically self-destructed themselves towards the end, and they kept having terrible plans on how they were going to handle their racers who were competing against each other on who was going to get the points, who was going to get the podium, who was going to do whatever. And they basically self-destructed to the point where Max leapfrogged Piastri, got into second place on the last race of the season. To the point where his points, I think he was maybe 8 or 12 points behind Lando. So all he needed to do was win, but Lando needed to get bumped into fourth place. And Max would have surged and won the championship. It would have been insane.
So it wasn't decided till the last.
The last race decided it. And what made the last race exciting was you had Ferrari lurking there with Charles Leclerc, their driver. He was sitting there in fifth place, just giving pressure to Lando. And if he just did one move, if he just gets in front of Lando and knocks him out of podium, Max wins. It was very exciting. I wish I was more in tune with the EPL. Maybe this is Andy can come in, but if this type of drama happened in the EPL, you would be losing your mind, Joe. It was
this happens
absolutely
in the EPL
bonkers
towards the end of the season where you've got the team clusters at the top and everybody's watching everybody else because you need help to win. And I get it. Well, I got to say two things. One, that's the most excited I've seen you in a long time. So I'm very happy for you.
I wish my excitement would get you to watch the Netflix seasons of Drive to Survive.
I have no time. I literally have negative time to
stop
spend
watching OMC and all of these other bullshit shows and rewatching Entourage for the 8th time and just turn on Drive to Survive. You will get sucked in and you will understand F1.
Listen, if we cover it on the pod as part of OMC, then I'll watch it. Okay, that's
I will re-binge all 7 seasons of Drive to Survive with you.
What I don't understand is the F1 is not the race that goes 24 hours, right? And they swap the drivers in and out of the car.
24 hours of Le Mans.
That's a whole different thing?
Correct.
It's not F1.
No.
Okay.
It's Le Mans racing.
Okay.
You're basically asking me if lacrosse is like hockey.
They both have sticks, I guess, right?
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. All right.
NASCAR goes in circles.
NASCAR goes in circles. Yeah. Okay. I got it. I think I got it. Okay. So when does the season restart?
March. End of March. Okay. End of March is their preseason.
Okay.
It's a short off season.
Why doesn't Jaguar have a team anymore?
Jaguar doesn't have a company anymore. They don't know how to make cars anymore.
I think they're bringing Cadillac in or something.
Cadillac coming in. Audi's coming in.
Audi's coming in.
As a part of the Volkswagen group or like as
Audi is coming in as an Audi F1 team.
Oh, that's interesting.
They are replacing Kick.
How do they can we start a team? Can we just start a team?
$45 million?
Yeah. How much $1 billion do you have?
So, and McLaren's only run McLarens.
McLaren's run McLarens, Mercedes runs Mercedes, Ferrari runs Ferrari.
Independent teams pick and choose.
Other teams, yeah. There's a pool of parts and manufacturers you can use. So like Williams Racing can go out and they can say like we don't like the Ferrari engine anymore. We want the Mercedes engine.
Can one team
build the car around that?
Can one team have two cars running?
Both cars have
motors?
To be identical.
They have to be identical. Okay.
Yes.
So the only delta between the carriages is the only difference between the horses is the jockey. That's it.
They have to be both cars have to be identical, and every F1 team has to follow a very strict set of rules on how they can.
There was something with like spacers or something a couple weeks ago.
The next season of F1, completely different car than what we've seen the last few seasons. Smaller, less wide, less aero, no more DRS, so your spoiler's not opening and closing. More emphasis on your electric battery, so you can change your game plan on how you're going to run races and how much power you're going to use as your boost. It's all completely changing.
Those
so
are hybrid
nobody knows
cars?
what's gonna come. They are part hybrid.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's
And now they're going they were running on like 25% battery, and now they're going to push it to like 50% battery.
Got it. Okay. Last topic, and we'll get out of here. We'll go home. Caps. What the hell happened to the Caps? Why are they so freaking hot all of a sudden?
Goalie.
That's a great point.
Goalie.
Yeah, their goalie is
Nobody
playing
scores
well.
against
He
him.
might be.
Yeah.
He might literally be the best player in the league right now.
Yes.
Not just goalie.
I said it like two shows ago. He is playing well enough that he can pull this team into a conference final.
I mean, that's insane to say given
It's happening.
where they started. But
You also retooled correctly to where you actually have speed on offense and defense, and you have other players outside of your core scoring points and showing up and actually being contributing factors to this team. To the point now where like
Leonard go out though.
Yeah, Leonard was like he's gonna be the future of the team. It sucks that he kind of got hurt, but
be the future of the league. That kid was so good.
Very, very good. But yeah, they have the pieces in place, and I mean Wilson is primed and to take over that C patch when Ovi leaves, and he's playing great. And it's sad now, but like Ovi's still getting his goals, but like he's a little bit of a handicap on power play and some of the faster games, but he's still getting it done for his age.
I mean, okay, so positive outlook here. This is encouraging.
They're playing great,
especially as we're not gonna have football in DC here in a couple weeks. So
or basketball.
I mean, basketball they should just shut the team down at this point. I mean, I took a futures bet that they would win 20 games. I don't think it's statistically possible anymore. They're stuck on 3. I mean, that's it. That's it. I mean,
literally polar opposite of OKC right now.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, the NBA, like, this is a tough time for the NBA too. I don't know if you guys are following this, but there's the sports betting. I can't. My algorithm won't let me not see
another show
problems.
Yeah, I mean, we could dedicate a whole show to
gambling. Yeah,
I know.
It's ruined sports. Another show.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I 100% agree with that. I'm gonna go watch Landman. I'm gonna try to get caught up on that before bedtime, and then we got Hard Knocks here starting pretty soon too. I did enjoy
one game. Just
episode.
Get on the Xbox for one game.
Maybe.
I'm so excited to see the bullshit behind the scenes on Hard Knocks.
I mean,
so Hard Knocks.
That's not what I saw. That's not what I heard either, Andy. I
don't cancel me. Don't cancel me.
Okay. Any final thoughts, FP?
It's like when Tom Brady dropped the N-bomb. All right.
Yeah. Any
Knickers?
And Knickers. Any closing thoughts, FP?
Eggnog is the best seasonal drink of any seasonal drink.
Right. That's
homemade
boozy eggnog is the best.
That's a lot coming from a big PSL fan yourself.
I'm a pumpkin spice slut, but eggnog trumps it.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Andy, anything for you? Any beverage you want to plug?
No, I don't want to plug any beverages, but it is it is one of the more fun times of the year. Decorating and having all your colorful Christmas lights out in front of your house.
How many inflatables in front of your house?
Inflatables are for the poors.
Inflatables in front of your house and all the
I got inflatables.
Lights.
I got inflatables in front of my house this
Fake
year.
trees mean you need SNAP benefits.
Fake trees? I can't get down with the fake trees. Like, I mean...
I have 2 fake trees, so I'm double poor.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Are they outside your house?
Christmas trees? What?
Are they outside your house? I have a neighbor who puts his Christmas tree outside his house.
That is the stupidest thing.
I couldn't believe it. Yes.
Is he a poor?
It's a real tree. He goes and buys a real tree and puts it on a stand outside of his house.
Why put it on a stand? Plant it.
I don't know. Or just throw lights on your trees. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I don't know. All right, boys. Episode 362 in the books. Thanks for hanging out with us. The show is DTC, Defeating the Curse. For everybody that is following online, patreon.com/Defeating the Curse or DTC show. We will pop up slowly making our migration over there. There is a chat you can join and engage with the show. I'm in the process now of moving all of our event photos over. It's going to be our future home. We're slowly moving things over. The show is still 100% free. Please, if you don't have a Patreon account, you can create one in about 10 seconds and then join us over there. There's some rumors that we'll be bringing the offline chat over there and possibly a new show as well. We'll see. It's going to be fun, but we're in the process of migrating, so please give us a look over there and give us a follow. Thanks for hanging out with us. The show is DTC. Until next week, we are out.